everybody, it's Douglas Block again. It's Wednesday, the 18th of April, 2018, the day after tax day. Oh my God, we had an accountant come to my support group last night. Was he a happy person? My goodness, yes, 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 yes. He was so happy because he free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last, as Martin Luther King Jr. once said. Hey, Claire, nice to see you, Swiss Heart, 1JE24. Sorry I got a 2-minute late start. Hey, I wonder if Dave Beltrane's going to come on. Maybe I should give him a call. I think I will. An old client of mine from Vancouver, BC. And I'll say, I'll give him a call, see if he's going to be here. Call Dave Beltrane.
Which phone number for Dave Beltrane?
Let's try his mobile. Anyway, did you guys see my video I posted yesterday called We've Reached 10,000 Subscribers? Yeah, we did it. 10,000. Go look on my site. It should say, I don't know, 10,010, whatever. I've lost count. But it's a glorious day that we have 10,000 subscribers. And this is the 300th video I will be posting on this channel. Not bad in 5 years, huh? A joke. I used to have a fear of hurdles, but I got over it. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I've had a fear of hurdling. No, same idea. I'm going to write that down. Where's my pen? Damn it, I always... Well, Dave didn't basically show up. Oh, well. You never replied on WhatsApp. Well, I thought you were supposed to call me. That's what I thought. I thought I was supposed to get a call from you. Call me at 9:15 your time. We'll try it again. I didn't hear the call before, so no, I misunderstood. Try calling me at 9:15 your time. David Starkweather, he can make calls and tell jokes at the same time. Wow. Hey, Jennifer, nice to hear from you. Did you have you guys gone to the website? I think I have definitely hit the 10,000 subscriber mark. And David, were you the 10,000th? He said you were going to be. You saw the video. Congratulations. Did you comment on it, Swiss Heart? I hope so. So 10,000 videos. 10,000 videos. That would be amazing. 10,000 subscribers and 300 videos. What am I going to do now? I've reached my goal. Should I go to sleep and retire, or should I keep on trucking? What do you guys say? In the meantime, I told a joke last night that you guys have heard, but I have to say it again because both of my groups loved it. I don't know if you were any Catholics, but when I went to the Catholic Church one time with a friend, one of the things I really liked was to see the priest, spray, douse the people with holy water. Yeah. So I said to the priest, how do you make holy water? He said, it's very simple. You boil the hell out of it. Not too bad, huh? So, do we have any questions from the peanut gallery about mental health recovery or anything having to do? Don't stop. Yes. Well, yeah. Oh, damn. I don't even have my book here. I wrote a book called When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop. Don't stop making the videos. Haha. I'm glad you like that joke. Where is it? Ooh, I was showing it to somebody and I don't have it. Anyway, When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop is my memoir. And anybody who becomes a member of my Patreon account, becomes a Patreon sustaining member, I will send a free copy to. Actually, I think I'm going to turn around. I think it's right here on my printer, my Patreon. Whoops. Don't step on your microphone, Doug. Hold on. Here we are. www.patreon.com. Whoops, how do we put that up there? Don't cover my face, Doug. I did. All right, well, anyway, go to patreon.com, type in Douglas Block Depression, and you can become a... oh, you saw Healing from Depression Actually, that was the first, Swiss Heart, that was the first movie I ever made, the first video I ever made. Yeah, it just sat in my living room and told my story. I'm glad you liked it. www.patreon.com. All right, David Stark, become a patron of mine. I love it. Your information live chats is really great, but I have to take an hour out of my time every day, and every Wednesday and Sunday. I've loved doing it, but it's nice to get some money for it. So yeah, go to that website. So much good info. Arcade Cop from Green Bay, Wisconsin. My back blew out and went to the hospital. My spinal steroid shot and gabapentin seems to take the edge off anxiety too. Bonus side effect. Yeah, gabapentin is a good anti-anxiety medication and it helps deal with nerve pain. How did you blow your back out, Arcade Cup? Wow. And how is the weather in Green Bay? It's sunny and 60 degrees in Portland. Tomorrow 62, Monday 70. We live in a temperate climate, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, any jokes you got? I used to have a fear of hurdles, but I got over it. And I don't have my pen. You should always have a pen around here, Doug. Well, I'll just have to remember it. That's a good joke. Speaking of jokes, I think I have, here it is, Laugh Out Loud Kids Joke Book. What happened when the frog's car broke down? It had to be towed away. What language do pigs speak? You know, you never realize that pigs could talk. It's a swine language. All right. So there's an article in the New York Times the other day that I'm going to do a video on. Here it is. I know Jerry told me never to cover the screen, but can you read that? It says, many people taking antidepressants discover they can't quit. Wow. So, yeah, antidepressants were only meant to be used in the short term, and people started taking them long term. According to this article, there's a lot of people, when they try to get off, they have horrible, horrible side effects from withdrawing. Yeah, withdrawal effects. Paxil specifically, Effexor, Cymbalta. So what do you think about that? Have you ever tried to go off a medication, antidepressant, after you've been on it for a long time? Yeah, it can be very difficult. Zayem, good to see you today, Doug. I managed to survive an anxiety attack today. The community makes me feel like I'm less alone. Yes, you mean here, this community? Well, sure. Of course you're not alone. There's all these millions of miserable people just like you. That was a bad thing to say. You know what I mean, Zayem. I mean, we're all suffering, and we're all basically trying to get out of our suffering, and you know, we can do together what we can't do alone. So of course, community makes a huge difference. Remember the 3 steps of mental health recovery? Set the intention to heal, reach out for support, and treat your symptoms using a mutually supportive combination of therapies, and reaching out for support is key. I don't know why every time you try to call me it fails. 1G24. I'll try calling you. How's that? Be ready at 9:15. Hello, I'm Greg. How's your support group going online, huh? Last you told me there were like 15 people. Are they still chatting? My man has been taking antidepressants, says Claire. My nan, not my man, since she was in her 30s. She's now 85 and can't live without them. Well, I guess as long as you don't have to go off them, you're not going to be in trouble, right? You know, I mean, I got a cousin who's addicted to barbiturates, and he just keeps taking them, you know. So I guess you can take a drug until, you know, you breathe your last breath. I guess some people want to get off antidepressants after a while. The side effects, they don't like being quote unquote dependent on a medication. But, you know, if it works, maybe it's good to stay on it. They tried, but they couldn't cope. Yeah, that's what I said, Claire. People find when they're taking antidepressants long term that it's very difficult to quit. That's the whole point of the New York Times article. So, you haven't been active in there about the live chat that you put up. Hello, I'm Greg at gmail.com. You sign on to Telegram, you get the app, and you can then at any time drop into the chat room and talk to other people with depression and anxiety. But he hasn't been there himself, but I'm sure there must be people who are there anyway. 13 members, excellent. Okay, I said 15, I was close. I had snow up to my nipples, not kidding, largest snowfall since 1988. Well, come on, you live in Wisconsin, you poor schmo. Obviously, it's better to live in the maritime climate in the Northwest. When I was in 5th grade, I had to do a report for my 5th grade teacher. Why are Portland, Oregon, or this is how we used to say it, why are Portland, Oregon and Portland, Maine on the same latitude, right? But they have different climates. Well, it's very simple. I researched when I was in 5th grade. Portland, Maine has a climate with the trade winds, or the winds coming down from the north, from Canada, bringing all that cold air. But Portland, Oregon has trade winds coming from the ocean. It's a maritime climate. The ocean, it makes the climate temperate. So our temperatures are usually between the 40s and 60s during the winter. Never gets too cold, never gets too hot. Little did I know in 5th grade that I'd actually been moving to Portland, Oregon, and I'd be calling it Portland, Oregon. And I would not be calling the Willamette River the Willamette River, I'd be calling it the Willamette. And there you have it. All right. Still, I'm looking for questions about antidepressants, drugs. Only 3 or 4 people in there regularly, says David Starkweather. Well, thank God we got more than 3 or 4 people here, right? When my sister can't get meds from the pharmacy over Holly, she says her heart pounds so much and she gets scared. Wow. Well, Nora Lilanita, why doesn't your sister basically think ahead and get meds that will last her through the holidays ahead of time so she won't run out? Also, Doug, I sent you an email about talking about your BPD video, but you didn't reply. Oh, I haven't replied to any of my videos in the last week, Nora. That's because I've been on a deadline redesigning my website. Yeah, you guys should go to... you guys should go to healingfromdepression.com. I have it now done in WordPress instead of HTML. It's now phone friendly and tablet friendly. It wasn't either one, and Google was complaining that my Healing from Depression website was not phone friendly, so it is. Sometimes you can't depend on drug plans. Well, yeah. Okay, anyway, so if you guys want to check this out, especially on your smartphones, you'll see it's really easy to navigate. Healingfromdepression.com. Go to that website. Oregon is beautiful. Hello, I'm Greg. Of course it is. You know what? When I was living with my parents in southern Florida, you know, the New York accent, it's God's country. Yeah, Oregon is God's country. That's what they used to tell me. Another joke, since you like puns. I did a theatrical performance of puns. It was just a play on words. I've got that already. Thank you. I used to have a fear of hurdles, but I got over it. I got to remember that. I may get up and just grab a pen and be rude. Anyway, so Norris, send me that video again, that email again. I'm not trying to ignore you. Not a good feeling to be dependent on a pill, is it? Well, but some people have to be dependent on them, and you have to be dependent on, diabetics have to be dependent on insulin, right? Not a good feeling, but if without that, their pancreas doesn't work. Can you talk about comparing yourself to others and feeling inadequate or less than? Of course. Didn't you see my video last Monday about his face? Oh, this Monday. Holy Toledo! I haven't talked about that. I have a video that came out on Monday. Is Facebook making you depressed? How many people have heard of Facebook, right? How many people have Facebook accounts? Well, there was an article in The Guardian, and it says, Facebook admits that being on the social media is bad for people's mental health, or it creates mental health problems. And one of that is because of social comparison. You look at all your friends and acquaintances that are coming back from Europe, their daughter's going to Harvard, they have a new baby, they've remodeled their house, and you feel like crap. And you say, well, my God, look at them. Why can't I even get out of bed? Why can't I even hold a job? What's wrong with me? That's comparing yourself to others. So, kind of interesting how many call you Doug when you state you don't like Doug in one of those videos. Yeah, Douglas, thank you. But, you know, Doug, can you talk about comparing yourself to others? Well, there you have it. But, so, I talk about it in my book. I'm at a potluck. I meet a woman. She's just been hired at Reed College. For those of you who don't know, Reed is one of the top 10 colleges in the United States of America. It's here in Portland, Oregon. She just got her PhD from Harvard. And we meet, and she's bragging about her new position. Well, when I was in high school, my ambition was to become a math professor. But the depression got in the way. And after a long bit of conversation, after telling me all about the good things that have happened, she says, and what do you do for a living? And of course, my father said, you know, you're born on George Washington's birthday, you cannot tell lies. So I said, well, I attend day treatment and I collect disability. That woman headed right out the room. She didn't want to be associated with me. I feel like a piece of crap. So I went to my therapist and said, hey, Doug, she said, don't compare yourself to this woman. You know, your job right now is not publishing a math paper. Your job is getting out of bed and going to, you know, outpatient program because you have an illness she doesn't have. It's an unfair comparison. If she were born with your genetics and your illness, she'd be in the same place. Yeah, hello everyone. Hello Douglas, how are you? I feel anxious today. Well, join the club. I'll run around the block 10 times. Anyway, did that answer your question, David? Greg, that when you grow up with high expectations as I did, when you grow up in at a professional community where all your friends are going to, you know, Ivy League schools and getting degrees and making millions of dollars and you're collecting disability, yeah, but here's the key. You have to run your own race. You have to realize that I have my own karma to work out. I have my own path. And, you know, it was this lifetime was my challenge to work out depression and try to overcome it. and other people don't have that. So it's really ridiculous to compare yourself, but people do it all the time. Oh my goodness. So anyway, a lot of people delete their Facebook accounts because it's just too difficult to see other people doing well when they feel unwell. However, as my therapist said, the Facebook posts don't always show the dark side, like people, their children might be addicted to opiates, or they might have a divorce coming up, or they may be having a power shut off. By the way, this reminds me that one time in my 20s, I was so broke I couldn't pay the electric bill. It was the darkest time of my life. I think I got that from David Starkweather. One of you guys told me that joke. Hello, I'm Greg says, sometimes I don't feel smart and I feel separate from the group, so to speak. Happened to me a bit last night at a meetup. Well, yeah, that's called having an inferiority complex or low self-esteem, one of the cardinal symptoms of depression. Well, you need to use cognitive behavioral therapy and affirmations to talk yourself up and say, hey, I'm as smart as anybody else. I'm as good as anybody else, God doesn't make junk. Good affirmations. But yes, comparison to other people is a big trap. So, Big Bretsky, have any questions? Any questions, David Starkweather? Any question? Zome Elas. I'm here to answer questions. Let me see. Again, we have the super chat button. I think Arcade Cup from Green Bay usually donates $1. Anyway, 1JE24. Why don't you make one of your really bad puns? I'd love to hear it. Anyway, I will try calling you at 1:15 my time, 9:15 your time. Anyway, thank you, Swiss Heart, for watching Healing from Depression Naturally and for saying that it was helpful. David Starkweather said earlier, I think another YouTube channel is in order. How about one around cycling stuff? Yeah, well, I was really into cycling 5 years ago before my breakdown. So I could have actually done a YouTube channel on cycling back then, but I only go once or twice a week. I don't do the organized events, so I don't really have a whole lot to say. Paulo Miao, what do you think about CBD oil for anxiety and depression? Well, a number of my group members have told me that CBD oil does help them with their anxiety. So it's everything, like everything else, it's trial and error. Fortunately, you're not going to have any bad side effects from CBD oil like you will with antidepressants. So, the worst thing that happens is it doesn't work. But as far as depression, I've never heard CBD oil have an impact on depression. It was originally became famous because it helped a young girl in Colorado who had seizures, and it calmed them right down. So it's an anti-seizure medication like Klonopin, which is helpful for anxiety. So yes, try it out. Greg, what topic was the group for? Maybe it wasn't a shared interest. Oh, you're talking about the topic of the meetup group. Yeah. How do you stop ruminating on the past? Very good. Well, you basically, I have a video coming out on Monday called 5 Things Not to Do When You're Anxious, and one is ruminate. But what you do is you notice you're ruminating, you go cancel, cancel. You say those words to yourself, you bring yourself into the present. You focus on your body, you take a deep breath, and then you get involved with something in the environment, like, going for a walk, listening to music. Redirect your attention is the answer to that. There's also a really good book called Brain Lock. I'll write it right down here. There it is right there, Brain Lock. David Starkweather says CBD is very expensive, so the worst that can happen is that you waste money. That can be a big factor too, yeah. You can get a bottle for $80 here in Oregon, half a milliliter. So yeah, but some antidepressants or drugs without insurance cost a lot more than $80. House of Pain, hello, House of Pain, I've never seen you. Boy, that's a depressing name, isn't it? Don't you, when you see that, doesn't that trigger you or not? I know, I mean, it's a great YouTube name, but if I had that name, I might feel a little bit worse. Anyway, this is a book I'm recommending for OCD. Brain Lock by Jeffrey Schwartz for OCD. I meant to say for OCD. So the person who asked me about how to stop OCD, read that book. That'll be very helpful. Hi, Scott Bauer from the Great Britain with the lousy national health insurance. Nice to hear from you. Oh, not so scared. It's Dorothy here from Scotland. Yes, I know I've not been here for a while, but I watched all your latest videos. God bless you for what you do. We are blessed. Thank you, Dorothy. Appreciate it. Again, I do have a Patreon account. If you want to basically be an ongoing sustainer of this channel, just go to patreon.com. Do our thoughts lie, says I am? Yes, they do. When your thoughts say they're hopeless, it's hopeless. They lie. When they say you're a lousy person, they lie. When you say you're not as good as other people. When people get clinical depression, their thoughts are not to be trusted. You should not hang out with your thoughts by yourself. It's like going into a dangerous neighborhood. You need other people to give you something called a reality check. No, Ziam, you're not such a bad guy after all. No, you can get better. No, things are not hopeless. Don't believe what your brain is telling you. Your brain is wrong. Oh, a squirrel just jumped off my roof. Amazing. Anyway, www. Last Wednesday, or maybe it was Sunday, we had a nice guy named Oliver from the UK pledged $5 a month to Patreon. So it'd be great to have that followed up. Sweetheart, I believe in prayer too. In the video Healing Depression Naturally, you told the story about your friends praying for you in a group. That's absolutely true. It was affirmative prayer, actually. It was a prayer where you imagine the person already healed, and you just affirm that it's true ahead of time. The visualizing or feeling a result, going into the future and feeling as if that result had already happened, is worth 1,000 affirmations. So that's what they did. They held a field for me. They saw me as whole and well. It was more than just prayer. Hey, thank you for your $2 contribution. No, I haven't read the book You Are Not Your Brain. You recommend it. Squirrel suicide, Nora. No, squirrels. He landed on his feet. My roof is only 10 feet high. Very funny, Nora. Cindy Larson. Hey, nice to see you. Hi, guys. I'm not saying this may be the cause of your depression, but look into the gut health. Oh, yes. It's effective with an E, Cindy Larson, but don't worry about that. Yes, I'm going to do a whole video on gut health. It's a big thing that psychiatrists need to know about. There are more serotonin receptors in your gut than in your brain. Thank you for bringing it up. You laughed at something, Nora. I'm not quite sure. I've been so spaced out the past few days to Scott, losing hours at a time, but I'm just trying to roll with the moment. I guess there's not a lot more I can do. Well, yeah, you should also try to get involved in some sort of structure if you can. Oh, Jennifer Chua says, how is Big No-No doing now? He posted a video last night called I've Hit My Bottom. He went away with his parents for 3 days to a conference in California and came back and saw a sponsor. So he has not been drinking for 6 days. So right now he's on the wagon. Oh, You Are Not Your Brain? So knows the last video. Glad he's better. Yeah. Of course, the whole thing about recovery, it's one day at a time. You know that. We had a guy come back to my group who left in January who thought he was, cured of depression. Well, guess what? It creeped back up on him. It slipped, up on him. So like addiction, like depression, you have to be vigilant and work your program every single day. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to correct your grammar, but my mother did it to me. It's in my brain. So I'm glad you didn't take offense. I started meditating today. Do you meditate? Yeah, but only about 3 minutes when I wake up. I need to do it more like 10 or 20. But there's an article I just found about meditation. I'm going to do a video on it, healing depression and anxiety. So it's a wonderful practice to get into. Have you reached your 100 Patreon target? I know you were aiming for that last time I checked. I've got 78 right now. 22 more to go. Hey, we got 10,000 subscribers. We got 300 videos. I can get 100 patrons. But, it's slow going. But we are making progress. You can get the realm of caring for CBD oils as dosing and types brand CBD oils non-profit organization. I'm not quite sure what you said, Paulo. It was a little not clear to me. Yes, Swiss-Heart, one day at a time. That's what anybody who's suffering from depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, addiction, that's the only way you can live your life. Okay, off the wagon means not drinking. Is that right, David? I never knew it was on the wagon or off the wagon. You're probably right, but I'm going to look it up on Google. Okay, we're going to look up off the wagon. Being on the wagon is different. No. David Starkweather, my memory is good. So much for ECT having negative effects on your memory. According to the grammarist, to be on the wagon is to refrain from drinking. To be off the wagon is to be drinking. So Noah is on the wagon, meaning he's refraining from drinking. So on the wagon means not drinking. So if you're not depressed, I guess you're on the wagon. Oh, you're studying with a Himalayan teacher, meditating? That's phenomenal. Good for you. So again, not drinking means you're on the wagon. Sydney Larson, do you find yourself being so grateful that you're still here on earth, that each day is a blessing? I think when you go through depression and come out of it, you see the beauty in each day. That's lovely. You know what? I felt that way when I first came out of depression in 2016 and also in 1997. But after a while, you forget about that. And I have to admit that I've not been appreciating life as much as I could be, given the fact I almost died 5 times. So that's a wonderful reminder, Sydney. Thank you. By the way, where do you live? Do I have an experience with audio as a healing device? What do you mean by audio? Audio what? Like a tape cassette player or something? I'm not quite sure. You'll have to say the question again, Greg. Sydney Larson says, each day is a lot more precious to me versus how each day was before I didn't experience deep depression. Well, good for you, Sydney. Stay in that state of appreciation and gratitude. That's a very high state that'll probably help you from keep you from getting depressed again. So good for you. What is meant by structure? Oh, a job, a part-time job, going to IOP, intensive outpatient program, having groups at 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, and 1:30. Going someplace where there's something for you to plug into that is outside of your consciousness. You know, having going to the gym every day is a structure. Having lunch with a friend every day is a structure. Brushing your teeth is a structure. All those things. If you have those built into your life, then the day will take care of itself and unfold. I remember one time I was in New York City and I met a guy in the subway. He says, you know, the reason I go to my job is I get in the office and the rest of the day takes care of itself. Never thought of that. I never could hold a 9-to-5 job. It was too stressful for me getting up in the morning. Paulo, you can help from Realm of Caring Organization for different types of CBD oils. Oh, is it called the Realm of Caring? Is that the name of the organization? Huh. Well, thank you for letting me know about it. Did I answer your question, Scott, about structure? What's a wagon for to hold the frunks drinking they sent? I'm trying to read your comment, David Starkweather. But what's that wagon for if to hold all the frunks drinking? They aren't going to walk. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know how that phrase came to be, David, but on the wagon means not drinking. So let's look it up on the internet and see how it came to be. Yeah, structure is routine. That's that same thing. Absolutely. Routine involves structures. Scott, Sydney, I live in southern Utah. Wow, we're neighbors, Sydney. Come on down to Portland. I can visit. Want to visit Oregon soon. I came to Portland last spring. It was beautiful. I need to come in the summer. Will you please look me up? You let me know. You know my email address, right? DouglasBlog@gmail.com. Send me an email when you're about to come, Sydney, and text me email me your phone number. We'll get together. Jeff, a Patreon, a patron. Jeff is a patron. Everybody else, give him a slap on the back. So is Greg. So is Scott. A lot of you guys, thank you for your support. I'm feeling a lot better, but those tips freak me out. I think it's going to be a big one again. Well, you don't know yet. All you know is the next minute. You don't know what's going to happen. But someone left a comment on my YouTube site saying, What do you do about the fear of having another major depression? So I'm going to do a video on that. It is 30 minutes and 31 seconds. Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood. Everything I've ever known about healing from depression. I wrote this book in 2001. It's still relevant, and some of you guys have it. You can get it at Amazon.com if you want to. So, Healing from Depression is the name of the book. You're on the wagon, but you're not going to AA meetings? Well, some people can maintain sobriety without AA, so, whatever works. Sydney used to live in, Greg used to live in Park City. Hey, one of my good friends lives in Park City, Utah. Greg? A lot nicer than Philadelphia, isn't it? At least the climate is. Although Philadelphia is an awesome city. Go Eagles! All right. Hello, Greg says, speaking of structure, I'm slightly off on my off days. Any advice? I have somewhat of a structure. I go to the coffee shops when I get lonely. Well, that's true. Go to the gym and work out. You meet other people, or find a meetup group to go to on those days and see if you can be around people, or maybe hang out in the library. Anyway, Jeff. Okay, so what is the fear behind all fears? I did a video called "The Fear Beyond." You need to watch this video, Jeff. The fear behind. Got it. Hey, one of my clients is calling me. Oh, I'll have to get back to her. What was I going to type in? Oh, the fear behind all fears. Okay, so look at that video. So, so Jeff, what is the fear behind all fears? The number one fear. It's the fear of not being able to cope. Okay? So if you knew that when you had a dip, you were going to be able to cope with it and come out of it, you wouldn't be so afraid of it. Just tell yourself, you've got a toolbox. Make a relapse prevention plan. Go look at my video on relapse prevention, or go read it in my book. Have a plan in place. If you start to go down, call your therapist, schedule an extra appointment, have your medication reassessed. Go take time for yourself, get a massage, nurture yourself, take time off of work, hang out with a good friend, do all these things to take care of yourself if you're going into a dip, and you will come out of it. Remember what I said in my video about 3 things I learned from my depressive dip? 1, don't panic. 2, use your tools from your toolbox. And number 3, tell yourself this too shall pass. So that's how you handle a dip. All right. Go Sixers, says Greg. Yes, ma'am. Is the man in the picture your door living? No, Ramana Maharshi passed away in the early part of the 20th century. He was an Indian saint. And I used to have his picture right here to show you. So yeah, no, Ramana Maharshi, yes, David knows Indian saints, good for you. Yeah, there's a great documentary on his life. Oh my God, you should go get his picture and get it online. He has the most beautiful eyes. A lot of light comes out of his eyes. Jeff, cool, thanks a lot, Douglas. You also help. Well, go look at my video called How I Recovered from my Depressive Relapse. It's about 3 weeks old. It will tell you all about how to deal with relapse and how to get through it. Because, depression is a chronic relapsing condition. Let me repeat that again, a chronic relapsing condition. It comes and it goes, and when it comes, the more you've experienced and how to deal with it, the quicker it will go. A great tool for getting through a dip, a daily gratitude journal. You can feel anxious, sad, or stressed in your state of gratitude. You can feel anxious, sad, or stressed in a state of gratitude. Very good. Well, Sydney Larson, you're in a good space. You're appreciating the day. You're feeling gratitude. Man, oh man, you should be doing these live chats. Good for you. Good work. Anyway, I used to have the Ramana Maharshi. Oh, you're in luck. Here it is. Here's the Indian saint. I got to get it away from you, right? Whoops. See him? Look at those beautiful eyes. Look at those beautiful eyes. He was a great Indian saint. Definitely. So, yes, thank you about telling me about gratitude. Linda Stokes, yes, from Alabama. I will watch the replay, massage appointment time, yes. Linda, go watch my video on Facebook and depression. Do any of you, by the way, find that when you're on Facebook, you compare yourself to other people? Do any of you have to control your time on social media? Do you find if you spend too much time on social media, it interferes with your mental health? Let me know. Let me know what your experience is with social media. Hello, Greg. Can you make a video about certain habits that better your normal days? Huh. Well, yeah. I mean, I have. I did do a video called "The Top 5 Things to Do When You're Depressed." Exercise, connecting with people. Yeah. So look up that video. It's called "The Top 5 Things to Do if you are DEP." So look at that video, Greg. It tells you my favorite daily habits to maintain an even keel. Sydney, Linda, Greg, you'll check it out. Excellent. You both look identical, except Romana has a beard. I don't look like Romana Harji. Believe me. Come on. Hello, I'm Greg. Yes, Dougie Fresh. I love Dougie Fresh. How's it going, Douglas T-Mac? It's going okay. I went on a beautiful bike ride yesterday with my godson's brother who lives in the Philippines. I enjoyed myself tremendously. Tremendously. I'm going to go on one today or tomorrow. Scott Bauer says, I have a daily routine. I get up, have breakfast, I write until midday, also shop, have lunch, go about 8-minute walk, write a bit more, get dinner, check out, reply Facebook, and YouTube if I feel sociable. Well, that's pretty good. What about doing some volunteer work and service work? That really helps with lift the mood. It creates pleasure chemicals. There's something called Helper's High, Scott Bauer. Any volunteer work anywhere where you live in England that you could do? Who is Dougie Fresh? Wasn't he a rap singer or something? J.O., haven't seen you before. I believe you can be sad and stressed but still be grateful for things. I am at least. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I have a video, a very popular video it's called Gratitude and Depression. There it is. So yes, you can be grateful for the fact that you have a roof over your head or food in the cupboard or the sun is shining or that you have the love of a child or that you're breathing. Yes, you can be in a depressed state and still find little things to be grateful for. Oh, I got to do something a video on pleasure journal. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I got to reach for a pen. When ideas come to me, I got to write them down and God. Okay, not going anywhere. It's right over here. Back again. I'm writing down my idea for a new video. Pleasure journal. I got over it. All right. Excellent. New question. You are a volunteer, so it's hard. It gives me purpose and makes people happy. Very good. Thank you. Scott Bauer, did you hear that? Go ahead and do what Swiss Heart is doing. What's a good resource for volunteering? There's usually in Portland we have volunteer match. You're in Philadelphia. There are many organizations. There must be one run by the city. Just check it out in your neighborhood. You're a volunteer, says Swiss Heart. Jeff, exercise does help. I've lost 31 pounds in 3 months just walking 20 minutes in the morning. Wow. You must have also changed your diet. 20 minutes in the morning is not, you don't burn a whole lot of calories. You burn some, but that's 10 pounds a month. Good for you. Sidney Larson says, absolutely. Social media affects everyone, I believe. By the way, that's with an A, good work. Or me, being a teenage girl, there's so many unrealistic accounts online for what's considered pretty. Absolutely right. Do not judge yourself by some outer standard of beauty. The real beauty is within. I became much happier when I unfollowed. Oh, you're a teenager. You're very enlightened for a teenager, Cindy Larson. And you had depression pretty young. Wow. Anyway, you're a good soul. Maybe you can go into psychology and help people. Scott Bauer says, I volunteer at an abbey looking after chickens. Low carb. Is it low carb or low crap? I couldn't tell. He's dyslexic, everybody. He meant to say low carb and he said low crab. Of course, did you hear about the dyslexic man who wanted a drink? He walked into a bra. Oh well, there you have it. Douglas, how do you deal with self-hate? Any advice? Well, I have to tell you that of the 9 symptoms of depression, I had 8 of them. The one I didn't have was self-hate and self-loathing. And I don't know why, because I wasn't treated very well by my mother, but I don't know. I guess my father, loved me unconditionally. But yeah, you just have to tell that critical voice to shut up and tell yourself you're a child of the universe, a child of God, and have other people tell you that too. You just have to refute that and replace that negative self-talk with loving self-talk. Scott was what a joke. Abby looking after chickens. I didn't see what the joke was. I can't spell. Ha! That's right. He meant to say low carb, but he said low crab. There you have it. Walking into a bra is better than walking to a bar. Absolutely. We rescue them from KFC and sell the eggs at the Abbey. Good for you. Nice work. There's so much. Nobody on this channel who listens should ever eat commercial chicken. Have you seen? Go look at a movie called Food Inc. Yeah. They keep these chickens in these long barns with no windows, and they're all crowded, and they get sores on them because they can't exercise or walk. It's torture. It's like a concentration camp. I'm not kidding. There is so much animal abuse in factory farming. I will not eat any meat that comes from a factory farm, period. It's a crime against animals, and they're sentient beings. I feel very strongly about this. I guess you can say I'm into animal rights. Anyway, yeah, I'm vegan with one exception. Because I have depression, I get my omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for brain functioning, from sardines. That's it. No meat, no chicken, no eggs, just sardines and lots of fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds. T-Max says, I've seen Food Inc. I had nightmares for days. Yeah, it's very disturbing, isn't it? All right. I'm getting a drink of water. 42 minutes into the hour. God's in heaven, all's right with the world. Who said that? Going once, going twice. Robert Browning. You Scottish should know who he is, a famous Scottish poet. I just want to say, you're a great dude, Douglas. I appreciate you, man. But you just won't to say. I think you meant you say you want to say. Why can't you depressive people spell correctly? Don't worry, I make tons of typos. Uh-oh. I have a joke. I went to the blood bank. I got my blood checked. It was a type A, but they made a type O. Oh, is that bad? What brain effects have you noticed from veganism? Oh, I just feel clearer, lighter, and I also have a clear conscience. I'm not contributing to animal suffering. Anyway, Jeff, I thank you for your comment. I appreciate you too. I always like your comments on my YouTube channel, what you have to say here, and I love the fact you're a patron. Scott Powers says, the chickens lose their front feathers and end up with deformed beaks from cages. At least the ones we saved can roam the rest of their days free. But then there's the other 250 that end up as food. I mean, I'm a grammar and spelling Nazi too. Yeah, Scott, the Native American Indians used to eat meat. They ate buffalo, but they would bless the buffalo and provide them from meat and, clothing, and they realized they were dependent on it. They killed it, but it was a certain of sacred attitude. So, I think if some people want to go out and hunt to eat meat and get it themselves, I'm not going to say no to that, but it's tormenting animals before you eat them, like in the factory farms. That is unethical. Sorry, my cough is coming back. Hans Arzlik. Douglas, some spiritual say that if you don't try to get out of your depression, that you'll fall through it and out of it. Feel the emotions and feeling. What do you think about it? Well, one of the things that you have to do when you have any mental health disorder is accept it. Not fight against it, but accept it, because whatever you resist persists. So on one level, you're right. Feel the feelings, let them wash over you like a wave. Don't try to push them away. That being said, if someone has a knife in your arm, you want to pull it out. So you also want to do things to treat the pain. You want to exercise. You want to go on medication if that's appropriate. You want to go to a counselor. You want to hang out with people and give and receive love. So yes, I think that I think it's okay to feel the emotions and not push them away, but at some point you also want to, find ways to get out of the pain. So yes, Scott Bauer, great work you're doing rescuing those chickens. Wonderful. Let's go to the kids' joke book. Again, I recommend this Laugh Out Loud joke book for kids. God, I keep getting the same thing. What is a whale's favorite candy? Blubbergum. What do rain clouds wear under their clothes? Thunderwear. Why did the lady wear a crash helmet? Whoops. I stole the punchline. Why did the lady wear a helmet every time she ate? She was on a crash diet. Okay. And of course, here's my favorite. How did Thomas Edison invent the light bulb? Well, he got a bright idea. We need some stories. Let's have some story jokes. So Joe Olstein, where's Danielle Kate when we need her? She usually is on this live chat. Anyway, two young boys spend the night at their grandmother's house. Grandmother says, remember to say your prayers before bed. They're 4 and 6. The 4-year-old says out loud, screams out, Dear God, I want a new PlayStation. I want a new DVD player. I want a new teddy bear. The older brother says, stop screaming. God isn't deaf. Yes, he says, but Grandma is. Okay, there's your story. They won't be making yardsticks any longer. I had no idea, huh? Laser Maria, I think you've been here. Hi, Laser. That's an interesting. Lazar, sorry about that. Lazar Maria. You're obviously somewhere from Eastern Europe. What are the best things to eat for brain functionality? Omega-3 fatty acid. You can get them from walnuts and flax seeds. Also, vitamin D you need for overcome depression. So those are two things. Also, iodine and zinc. Definitely zinc. I did Holocaust survivors. How did Holocaust survivors deal with trauma? Very difficultly. They need to see a trauma therapist and find a way to recall the memories without having it freak them out. Good luck, yes. Talk about hell, But even in the concentration camps, Viktor Frankl, the great psychiatrist, said, the last of the human freedoms is the ability to choose one's attitude in any given situation. So there were some people in the Nazi concentration camps who were able to keep a good attitude. Why? Because they had a purpose to their lives. They had something to look forward to after the war, going back to a loved one, writing a paper. It was those people who had purpose and meaning who survived, not the strongest and not the youngest and not the fittest. So he was so impressed by this, he started a whole school of psychotherapy called logotherapy. I highly recommend a book, Man's Search for Man's Search for Meaning by, has anybody read this book? Come on, you guys, there are 27 you on there. Somebody must have read this book. By Viktor Frankl. Please read that book. Why are mornings so hard with depression and evenings okay, says Hans Arzlik. Because that is the diurnal pattern of depression. It's just the way the brain functions when you have clinical depression. Horrible in the mornings, better as the day goes on, and clear at night. I won't say everybody has that experience, but about 80% of the people do. And if you read my book, Healing from Depression, in my memoir, in my book and my chapter, Treading Fire, I talk about how when the nights come, on this particular evening, the clouds lift, black clouds lift, and I feel normal again. Later, as I drift off to sleep, I pray that my newfound peace will carry over into the morning. Maybe this is the turning point, I think. Maybe tomorrow will bring my salvation. But like Bill Murray's character in the movie Groundhog Day, I awake at dawn to find myself in an all too familiar anxious and depressed state. It's time to tread fire all over again. So yes, I don't know why, but it's just the way, the nature of the beast, that you feel better at night and crummy in the morning. So you just have to hang in there. Cade says, yes, I read it. I still haven't found the purpose I believe in. Well, Cade, the purpose of life, according to a very wise doctor, is to grow in love and wisdom. So are there people in your life you love? Are you learning from your experience? Are you becoming more wise? Do you have something, a hobby, like an artistic pursuit you like to do? There are many ways to have get meaning in your life. All right. What? Another squirrel. What is going on? Hold on. Don't go anywhere. What is that? Somebody's jumping up at my outside window. I got to check it out after we're done in 8 minutes. Anyway, how do you like living in Oregon, Sydney Larson? Is the Pope Catholic? Hey, I moved out here in 1973, 44 years ago, 45 years ago, to go to graduate school in Eugene, Oregon. I had already been living in California off and on for the last 2 years, and someone said, go to Oregon, it's more mellow and more green, and they were right. Oh, I wouldn't live anyplace else in the world. And I've traveled quite a lot. So yeah, come on out, Sydney Larson. Okay, did you try drugs and prostitutes? Now, what is that about, David Starkweather? I hope you love Eugene. Well, yeah, so you didn't have to ask me about living in Oregon. Sydney, you've been here. You know how cool it is. Hey, One Claire Lou. Guess what, One Claire Lou? Look what I'm eating today. Fisherman's Friends. You sent them to me. Thank you. I know you were just kidding, David Starkweather. Anyway, hi, Claire Lou. How are you doing? I know you've been struggling. Feeling any better? And where is Perla Ibanda, who canceled her wedding due to depression in Oklahoma? And where is Daniel Kate, who basically lives in somewhere in Texas, right? Yeah, Houston, duh. She's going to take me to see Joel Osteen. Just curious about the cost. Oh, well, it's much cheaper to live in Oregon than it is in New York City. People, very, very mellow, very understanding views, quite tolerant, quite liberal. As my own friend used to say, you can't beat it with a stick. Let's get closer. You just had a Fisherman's Friend too. Wow, how'd you get them Arcade Cup? They're only sold in the UK. And you're in Green Bay. Douglas, what do you think about your inner child work? Fisherman's Friends are nice. Yes, inner child work is really important. Go read a book by John Bradshaw called Homecoming. Yeah, Kate, I agree that Starkweather's comment was uncalled for. Totally. David, yeah, next time, no sarcasm of that nature. Thank you. Anyway, inner child work, yeah. Can't beat it with a stick. So, Sydney Larson, you're going to come visit Oregon again? You definitely should do it. It's a great place. Anyway, you should get Homecoming by John Bradshaw. Whoever asked me about inner child work, that is the book. I can't believe you still have some left. I'm continuing taking Pregabalin as my head is still going around and around. I don't know what Pregabalin is. One Claire Lou, I only use them when I'm on the live chat because it's only here that I have to talk an hour nonstop. Usually I can, have a glass of water. T-Mac, have you talked to Big No about the soundtrack you used in the video, a couple of his vids? Yes. I asked him, he said he couldn't remember it and he was too busy to find out. So, oh well. We tried, T-Mac, I tried, I asked him, but he just refused to, research that. So maybe you can record that yourself from the video and just play it in the background, Make your own recording from the video. Paulo, between stimulus and response there is a space, and that space is our power to choose our responses. And our response allows our growth, our freedom. Well, very nice, Paulo. That's a very good kind of summary of what Viktor Frankl was saying. In between the stimulus and response, that's what we humans have free will. Cats don't, dog don't. They just react. Human beings can choose if you're awake and aware. If you're not, I remember when I did the S training, EST, Earhart Seminar trainings. None of you are old enough to remember that. In the early 70s, but Werner Earhart used to say when we walked in, "You're all a bunch of machines. You're a bunch of machines." What did he mean by that? I didn't know what he meant by that at the time, and then, yeah, I got it. He means that we just react. People are not conscious. They're not choosing their responses. So, yeah. Lyrica. Oh, Lyrica is for sleep, isn't it? I think, one Claire Lou? Or why are you taking it? Is it for anxiety? Interesting. Thank you, Douglas, at City Larson. I don't know what you thanked me for, Hands, but you're welcome. Yeah, no, I did try, T-Mac. I did try to get Noah to give me the name of that music. I'm going to meet him in person. We have lunch once a month, so I'll ask him again. Maybe he and I can research it together. I will have. Okay, that's okay, David Starkweather. You know, to err is human, to forgive divine. Yeah, I've opened my big fat mouth many times and said things I wish I hadn't said. I mean, yeah. What do you think about bioenergetic energy? Oh my God, how do you even know about it? That was in the 70s, Alexander Lowen. I think it's phenomenal. It's body work. Well, you must live in what? You live in Germany or someplace that still does it? You know, I do not agree the way that psychology has gone in America. It's way too cognitive from the head up. Body therapy is very important, especially for trauma victims and anybody. Depression, pain is held in the body. So you need body work to help get it out and release it. Bioenergetics is one of the best things. Any more reports about people trying to get off antidepressants? You definitely should read this New York Times article, which I've now misplaced. But anyway, no, I haven't. It's right here. Many people taking antidepressants discover they can't quit. That was from, don't have the date here. Oh, April 7th. Okay, so that was 11 days ago. By the way, are you Americans all glad that tax season is over? I hope so. What is body energy, Kate? It's energy stored in the body. You know, tension, pain, and when you release it out of your system, you feel a hell of a lot better. By the way, did you like my joke at the beginning of the session? How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. I love that pun. Anybody? 1J, where'd you go? 1J usually tells really bad jokes, but he seems to have disappeared. All right, 58 minutes, 2 minutes before we stop. We've had 20 people watching today. Thank you for your contribution of $2. Somebody made it. Was it Jeff or I think Greg? Yeah, thank you, Greg, so much. I really appreciate it. And please visit with patreon.com. Every time I get, you know, most people donate between $2 and $10 a month, and I know most of you. I won't say all of you, but I know most of you can contribute $2 or $5. And so, yeah, I mean, this is a full-time job, ladies and gentlemen, and I would like to get a full-time salary. I'm going to get a full-time salary. I'm not like to. It's already happened. But anyway, go there and type in my name. Yeah, that hour went by fast. Nora, send me another email about BPD, will you? I love your name, by the way. What are you? Is that Spanish or what nationality is Lila Anita? It just rolls off the tongue. So, go watch my video I posted on Monday called "Is Facebook Making You Depressed?" and see how you need to have balance in your life and not spend so much time on your computer. Go watch the video I posted yesterday, about 10,000 views. Please give it a like. And the week before, what did I post the week before? I forget. Oh, I had a nice interview with a woman named Carolyn, my Back from the Brink series. See how someone overcame depression using a holistic approach. She's a wonderful role model. Just zooms by, doesn't it, Scott? Yes, well, good for your work in helping chickens with the Abbey. I'm proud of you, Scott. You're helping to reduce suffering in the world. You're doing a good deed. You're a bodhisattva, which is someone who vows to stay in the world until everybody else becomes enlightened and doesn't leave until we all get there. Low battery. Uh-oh, my computer's about to die. Well, okay, we have 6 seconds left in this hour. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I made it up because I love lilies. And what did you make it up? I'm not quite sure, but lilies are beautiful. Go feed Bruce. Bruce is not meowing. I think he's outside. It's too bloody nice out. You know, when the sun comes out, he's an indoor-outdoor cat. I think you should let cats go outdoors. They're animals, for heaven's sakes. They're connected to nature. Let them connect to the natural world. But David, thank you. I will check on Bruce. So remember, I'm going to post an article about the New York Times. I'm going to post a video about the New York Times article on Friday. Check it out about the long-term use of antidepressants and its effect. And then, of course, on Monday, Sunday, the 22nd of April, is that Earth Day? Yeah. Earth Day is Sunday, the 22nd. We'll be back on at noon Pacific time, 8 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Utah time, 2 p.m. Texas time, 3 p.m. Philadelphia time, and Green Bay time. Green Bay time is 2 p.m. We got all the time zones of the United States covered. All right. My name, you asked if Spanish, I just made up. Oh, I see. That's what you're, well, it's a beautiful name you made up. Is your real name Jane Doe? Anyway, I love the name, and yeah, they should be outside. All right, and thank you for your wishing of a great afternoon. I hope I helped you, Jeff, by telling you what to do if you're coming upon a dip. 1, don't panic. 2, use your tools. And 3, this too shall pass. All right, God bless everyone, and have a good rest of the day.